Okay, let's transition over to talking about MIDI. Now, MIDI works a lot different than audio recording, primarily because when we're recording MIDI, the thing we need to remember is that MIDI is data. It's ones and zeros, right? We don't really need to go through an audio interface for MIDI because it's already digital. Like if I press a note here, it sends a message to the computer that just says note number 60 was pressed and how hard I pressed it. That's all it says. So my computer then has to take that information and say, okay, note number 60 was pressed. What do we do with that? If we're connected to an instrument, then we know, okay, make that note sound, and that's easy enough to do. So it's not analog anything. There's no, if I look at a MIDI controller like this, there is no audio going down this wire, okay? This wire is USB wire. There's no sound in that. This keyboard can make 0 sounds, okay? This does not make any sound at all, except for like the plastic hitting together. Does not transmit any sound, I should say, to the computer, okay? All of the sounds are in the computer. MIDI keyboards just send note on and note off messages. And they can send a few other things too, but they don't, but primarily that's all they send. Okay, so with this section, we're going to go over everything you need to get set up to be able to input MIDI stuff, to record MIDI. We'll look at a bunch of different MIDI controllers, MIDI instruments, setting everything up, and then a couple tricks that are built into Live for having a really efficient workflow, including automatically recording everything you do all the time. It's a little freaky, but I'll show you, trust me. Okay, so let's dive in and talk about our hardware needs for MIDI recording.